There's a class called StringBuilder, which is very similar to the string class. But the advantage of the StringBuilder class is that you can actually make changes to it. So remember we said strings are immutable. You can't just call a method on a string and expect that method to make changes to your string. What it does, it gives you back another string that's a copy with the modifications needed. And so what we used to do was we said, okay, well, I know that to uppercase is going to give me back a string that's uppercase. So instead, I can just say name equal to name dot to uppercase, or name equal name dot trim. So calling a method on a string does not change the contents. You have to actually reassign that value back to the string so that you're saving a new value in the string. So that was the string class. Now the string builder actually allows you to make changes by calling methods. And the nice thing is that you can actually do things like changing specific characters, like the replace method we saw on a string, but you can also insert and delete characters in the middle of a string. Okay, and it can shrink and grow and make any accommodations that are needed. So how do you create a string builder object? Well, there are three ways. You can create it with the empty constructor. If you know how many characters you want in your string builder object, you can use that. If you have an initial string, you can use that too. So here I can create, let me just comment out all the code that we wrote before so that we don't have anything printed when we run this code. Just make sure everything got commented out. Okay, good. Now, so the way you do create a string builder is you say string builder, let's say SB equals to new string builder. And if I know this initial string that I want to put in it, I can do that. Okay, and you can just call .println on it and it will print normal. Okay, so it has the TwoString method kind of implemented on it. Okay. What are some of the methods that are available on StringBuilder? Well, a lot of the methods that were available on a string are available on also StringBuilder. So I can do like char at, beget chars, index of, last index of, substring. So let's just test a couple. So if I say sb dot length, for example, and I'll get the length of it. So, sb dot index of the t. What else? Char at sb at location 2. So these are methods that we've learned to use on strings, and you can do them on the string builder. So the length is 4, the location of the t is 0, and the character at location 2, 0, 1, 2 is the s. So some of the methods that are available on string are available on string builder as well. But what we want to do is learn more methods that are available on string builder. So one of the methods that is available is append. If I want to add something to a string builder, I can use the append method. So I can go to the string builder and I can say, I want you to append. And notice that append has a bunch of methods. You can append a float. So I can append, for example, 3.14 to my string. And now my string, let's actually also print it out. Has test 3.14, so I can append to it. Now, could I have done that with a string? I could have. So I could have said string str equal to test, and now I could have said str plus equal 3.14. Okay, I could have done that, but this is a string. It's not a number. How could I convert it to a number? Well, we learned in the last video that the string class has a value of method, which takes those primitive data types and gives you back an equivalent string. Actually, we want the opposite. We want to take a string. Yeah, right. That's what we want. Sorry. Value of, and here I want it to be the number 3.14. So here I'll take the 3.14, convert it to a string, and then I'm going to add it to my str. And let's just print string. So this is our string. string builder. So let's be printing both of them to make sure that they are accurate. And so both of them now contain the same thing. So append, is a nice method, but we could have done it in different ways with a string. So until now, we haven't really seen the real use of a string builder. We want to be able to do something with a string builder that we haven't been able to do before. So here are just examples of appending to the string builder, appending strings and numbers. Now, another thing we can do in a string builder, which we couldn't do in a string object, is insert in the middle. So I can go to the string builder object and say insert, starting at this location, I want you to insert this value. So I can come here to my string builder after appending 3.14. I can say SB, I want you to insert at location, let's say 3, and I want you to insert the word fun. Okay. And now I have the word fun in the middle of my string. This would be really hard to do with the string. You would have to kind of like break it up and try to create several strings out of it. You could, but it's not very easy. Let's actually try doing it. So what I can do is I can go to the string, and what I want to do first is I want part of the string. So I want the TES. So I can go to the string and say I want a substring of you. So I want you to give me a substring starting with location 0 up to location 3, not including 3. And then I want you to add the word fun in there. And then I want you to get me the rest of your string. So I want you, str, I want you to get me a substring starting at location 4 and then till the end. And so if I do that, let's see if we get the same thing. So it's a little harder where you're actually going to the original string and you're kind of saying, get me your first part, get me your last part, and in the middle, put this new string in there. This is a lot cleaner. I'm just going to the string builder at a specific location. I say, insert me this value over there. Okay. Now we could also do the replace. So I can say, I want you to start replacing from this start index up to this end index, not including the end index. And I want you to replace these characters with this substring. So let's see what this looks like. I can go to SB and I want you to, I'm going to say replace. And here I want to replace the word fun. Okay, so I want to replace from location 0, 1, 2, 3. So I want to start replacing from location 3 up to 4, 5. I'm going to say 6 because I want to replace also 5. And I want to replace it with hard. Okay. And so now I replace the word fun with the word hard. So I can do a replacing certain characters with another bunch of characters. Could I have done that here? I could have also with a series of substrings. Okay, again, it's not the best. Now, what I want to do is say I'm going to start getting from, I think this will work. Let's try it out. No, here I don't want the UN. So I got this right. I want hard, and then I wanted to replace 3 after. So the word fun was 3 characters, so I need to go 3 more. So I need to go up to 7 or 6. 6. One extra. Okay, we actually moved 1 more. So 5. Okay, nope, something is not right. Test hard, and we don't want this N, so we actually want 1 more. Yeah, 6. What's wrong with that? Let's try that. And now we lost the T. So anyways, I'm not going to worry about it, but do you guys see how it's hard to figure this out? Just the insert and replace are easier to do. So this is not going to give you the same answer. So you can do a replace. And so this is an example of the replace method. You can also do delete, and delete is something that is also hard to do with the strings because you would have to keep kind of like what we saw with the replace. Trying to delete something isn't very easy. But what you can do is you can delete a certain character. So you can delete one character. You can delete a bunch of characters, or you can also change a character in the middle. So for example, I can go to my string and I can say delete char at, and I'll delete what's that, char 0. So that will remove the T for me. Okay. Now I can also remove, SB dot delete, and I'm going to say delete from certain index to another index. So I want to delete from index, let's remove from 1. So let's remove let's remove from 2. So we're going to start removing hard. We're going to remove 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to give it 6, which is the index of T, so that it starts deleting the word hard. So now remove the word hard, and the last one is setting a character. So I can go and I say SB set char at, and let's set the S to something else. So let's go to char 1, and let's set it to a Y. Okay, so we're going to replace the S with a Y. And we did. Okay, so you can do these delete methods, which are not available on strings. You would have to do them using appending and all that, and it's a little hard. If you ever had to get a string object out of a string builder, you can. It has a TwoString method, just like the classes that we learned to write. In the last chapter, we learned to write our own TwoString method. They have a TwoString method also. So if I needed a string out of it for some reason, I can say content equal to SB dot TwoString, and that's going to give me a string representation of my string builder object. Another nice thing that is useful, and this is available on the string class. So now we're talking about the string class again. Okay, we're back to the string class, is a split method. And the split method, what it does, it lets you take a string that is separated somehow, that has like some way of separating like the individual words, and you split it, and it gives you back a string array. So for example, let's say you have, you're talking to the user and you tell them enter your name. Okay, user name, and you tell them enter your name, and they're going to put their name as this, and you want to divide this up into like first name, last name, middle name, last name. So what you can do is you can go to the string username and you tell, I want you to split yourself. And what I want you to do is I want you to split yourself on the space. And what this gives you back is a string array. So this is going to give us back a string array that contains the individual parts. And then what I can do is I can print, let's say, each one on a separate line. So I can say for every string S in parts, .println S. So I want to print the separate parts. And so I get my name on 3 different lines. Let's say you had some data and that data was like separated with semicolon instead. You could say, I want you to split it on the semicolon. And in that case, you'll get the same result. So the split method, it's nice. It takes a string and it can split it based on whatever the delimiter is. So the separator that you're using to separate the content, you can use that to split a string into individual tokens.